What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video in learning Java. My name is QDSani and you guys are watching my channel Koraiwood. Alright, so as we said in the previous video that we're going to use the JetBrain, and if you know that we have downloaded JetBrain, the community edition, but don't worry about this because I'm running Kotlin as well. Kotlin is quite similar to Java. It uses Java libraries, and if you look in here, it's using the program file Java JDK 16.0.1. So it uses Java 16. So if you look in here, it says Kotlin Java runtime. Once we start the Java, then we're gonna go head towards Android mobile programming. So I'm gonna go show you guys Android Studio, how we're gonna program, how we make cool application inside Android with the Java and with the Kotlin. And if you're gonna come, if you wanna all to first create the first project, we're gonna come here and if you look in here, we have a Java class, we have a Kotlin class. So now it's asking the JetBrain, asking which one we want to use. So we're going to create our first project, and our first project is going to be, for example, and if you are using version 19, which in my case I'm doing version 16. If you look in here, I've got a 16 here, 16 here, but because I was created initially, I downloaded the version 9 when the Java had version 9, and after that I upgraded this one to version 16. And if you look in here, it says download JDK. If you want for additional Java JDK, you can use this one, or you can use add JDK, the new version, if you guys download it. Say for example, if you go for 17, at the moment it's 17 and 18, so if you go on that one, that's pretty much fine. But we are using version 16 is pretty much latest one as the recording of this video, so we're gonna go on 16. If you wanna use any of these, you guys can choose. In our case, because we are we don't want the Groovy or Kotlin JVM, we gonna go in the next. And if you want your Java to go in the IntelliJIDEA to go and create your Java straight away out of the box, you guys can create this. So simple Java application that includes a class with main method. So if you want to do that, you can do that. But the first project name, say we're going to put a first Java, for example. Say we put a first and we put a Java. And here you guys can put your name, company, because Java always goes reverse wise. So your company name is if your say for example database is www, and then it goes like this, because it goes the other way around. Just like some people they put the first name in the last name, and some places they put your last name to the first and your first name to the last. So that's how they do that. Java's pretty much they have the same method here. So but that's very common with Android. If you are plan to use Android, if you plan to learn Android, that's how they do that. So they go the other way around, and because that's how they manage the packages. So the packages they come from the then the company name, whatever the company name you want to put. Say for example, in our we want to put a Koraiwood, for example, Koraiwood. That's our company name. Our if that's my channel name, so you guys can put a www at the front, http, whatever you want to do. But in my case, I'm going to put a Koraiwood. So the folder is going to come and then we're going to come Koraiwood underneath. And once you guys finish, and would you like to be open another window? So we put a new window, because we want the totally new one with the totally our Java, because now we have two. And if you guys haven't used the Kotlin, you should not see this screen, the first project which was in Kotlin. You guys shouldn't see this one. And I'm gonna close this one, and look in here, we have our Java set up. We have our main, and inside the main you guys can put a nice message. You guys can put a system.out.println, and you can see that the Kotlin's finishing your statements, and we can say welcome to the first project. Our we can in my case I'm gonna put a welcome to the Koraiwood, for example. You can put your name, you can put your friend's name, you can welcome to my world. And we're gonna go slowly on this ones. We're gonna see that the main, what is main, then we're gonna go on the classes, then we're gonna go on the object-oriented parts of Java. And now if you Control S, and if you can't find the Control S, you look in here, it says save all. You can put a save all from here, and if you look in here, it save all as well. But if you put if you press the Control S, you can see the Control S here. And if you look in here, there's a sign run main. It means that's your main here. But if you come here and it says run, if you have too many files and if you want to run, then you can see all your files here. Say for example, if you have this is a source, and you can file your file source here. That's our project. And if you look in here, that's our project, and that's our project coming as a package. In Java and Android and Kotlin, everything comes in a packages, because that's how the Android and Java sees the folders. So that's your com, and that's how your CoreIWOod com.CoreIWOod. It means there's a folder here com, and there's a folder here CoreIWOod. So that's how they distinguish the folders. And inside this folder we have a main. And why we have a main? Because main public, and we have there is a class. This our class is a public. It means that's for everyone. And we have a class because everything in Java starts with the classes. That's what is object-oriented programming, and it's called main. And if you look in main, this main is exactly like this main here, because main is the main area of the computer. When they start coding Java, they start are making the Java compiler and Java interpreter. So the main has a special method, a special place. Say for example, you have a main. Main is like a capital of the city, like a Washington DC. So if the president of or prime minister of India, or prime minister of Pakistan, or president of Iran, or Russia, or anything wants to go to see American president, they go to Washington, because Washington is the main area of the command and control of American military and American all the military hardware, our NASA, our you can say whatever the decision making happens inside Washington. And that's what executes all the commands, all the orders, and everything gets executed from Washington. Say for example, if American ambassadors in every country, they want orders, our American commanders all around Europe and Asia, our American consulate generals, say for example, everything, whatever it's got to do with the government, everything gets executed, gets ordered from the Washington DC. And that's exactly the same with the main. So the main is the heart of the Java. And now you guys worry about the class and about the class main, and here you guys worry about the package. So when you will look in the package, and your package comes the other way around, and that's what here the package says com.CoreIWOod, and if you look inside the source is com.CoreIWOod. That's how the Java they organize the packages. The packages come the other way around. But if you go in the advanced sections of the Java, and if you want to see your files, you can see your files at the com, then you can see the CoreIWOod. That's how the Java sees your files. Okay, so there's a main, because it's a main class inside the Java, and it's a main method, just like a C++. If you're in C++ or C, we put an int and we put a main. That's exactly the same as this one, because it's a main area, main circuit of the Java, main place where Java executes. Why they put a main? Because it executes. Just like I said, the Washington DC, all the orders issued from the Washington DC to all of the United States of America's consulates and journals and everything issued from the Washington. Say for example, in case of India, or case in Pakistan, or case in every country, because they have consulates and embassies all around the world, the order issues from the capital. So this is the capital of the Java. Think of the main is the capital of the Java. In every programming language, if it's general purpose programming language, they have a main. We can have a main for say Python, we can have a main for C++, we can have a main for every programming language. That's what all the order issues from there. But if you don't have this main, you cannot issue order. So that's the main area of the Java, where Java looking for the order. What you guys want to see? So you guys want to see execute this one by all means, and then when you guys gonna come and press this one, run, and you're gonna see here it says building now. So it builds your program. They're gonna see if your programs have any error, background task, and this error is going to get issued. So if you have a problem with, say for example, with any synchronizing or parsing or anything with the Java, then this is going to get issued. Otherwise, if you don't have any issues, then Java is happily going to execute your code, which is going to be correct. So keep in mind, you guys can do exactly the same to the, say, command prompt, if you're going to see here. And that's what the previous when they had when there was no Windows and there was no Linux, there was no Apple iOS, and there was no Macintosh, people used to have a Linux or Unix. And the Unix, this is where you put all the strings of the arguments. And this is going to be our discussion for the next videos, very advanced videos. But now at the moment, because this is your first videos, and the first videos, all you guys need to understand is the package com.corawood, because it goes the other way around. And then we said about the access modifier, and which says we have a public, private and protected. We have a class main, and looking here we have a method here. So this is a method. Method is also, if you observe here, the class also starts with the access modifier. Then we put the class name. We have a main, and here we have a method. When we start with a public access modifier, which is a public, then comes in with the static. Then it comes with the void, and then we come here. Here is a main. There is inside here there is some scary words string with a bracket here. It says args. And as we already tested this one, it says that it's going to output the system to the, it's going to output our whatever the literal string we put it here on the console. So I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to put it a little bit here. And now I'm going to explain this one. That's a public access modifier that I have already explained this one. That's a class, and that's a class main. I have already explained this one. Now we're going to come here. This is called in C++. This is called member functions, and inside the programming, in Java programming, we call this one as a method. And the first one is access modifiers, and we said we can put this one in public. And when you declare public, it means you can access this one from anywhere inside your program. Anyone can see this one. This is public, because it makes sense, because if you have a main function, your main function should be accessed by everyone. Everyone should see the main function. And the second one we have here is static. And static method in Java is a method that is a part of a class rather than instance of that class. So every instance of a class has access to the method. Static methods have access to class variables, or we can say static variables, without using the class object or instance. Only static data may be accessed by static method. It is unable to access data that is not static instance variables. So for example, instance variables. So in both static and non-static methods, static methods can be accessed directly. So that's the whole idea of this access static. Even with the static is because the accessibility, you can access it from anywhere inside the program, and you can access it directly. It's not bound by any. So if you have a static, say for example static variable, sometime you're going to see the static properties, or we're going to see on top is here. So the static properties, our static variable comes in directly connected to the class. It's a class variable. Same with the static methods, and static methods we can access directly. That's the whole idea, is we put a static keywords with the methods. And when we connect him here, it says void. A void means this methods have no return type. Say if you have a return, say for example, if it's true, sometimes return false, or sometimes we can see return 0 in C++, or sometimes we're going to see return 1, and you're going to see a lot of return. But if you guys don't want to return anything, you need to put a void. It means this method is not going to return anything. And the main is, as already explained, about the capital cities. And inside here there is a scary thing called string, and I'm going to put it here, string, and there is a 2 bracket. It says args. So there is a string, it says array of strings. When there is a 2 brackets here, it means array of string, and it says arguments. Why we need to put something called array of strings? At the old times, before the Windows and before apples were invented, there used to be a programming called Unix. Unix was operating systems and is widely used by all the programmers because as you can see now here in the Windows, you can see all the beautiful interface, graphical interface. You can see Mac OS, you can see every other operating system, and Unix did not have this one interfaces. It has a command line, so command line like this one. So it used to be as a command prompt, as a command line, or you can see CLI or command line interface. At the old times it used to be Unix, and Unix we can have this one. So the programmer used to put some code, say put a Java C, and put the name of the program. Say for example, in our case we have first Java, our main.java. So we put a main.java. That's how they used to execute the code this way. And here they used to give arguments, and that's what the program, every program that usually come in, because this Java is taken from the C and C++, and that's what they leave the room here for arguments. So anyone wants to give extra argument, they are more than welcome, they can put it here. That's what is string, because you have to put an array of string. It's just not. So what's a string? A string is an array of characters, and you have to put an array of strings. You can put as many strings as you want, one here, or in other words, you can put as many arguments as you want. So say you can put a argument 1 in here. You can put a, say for example, public static void main, and if you put a main here, you can put a argument, our arg1, arg2, and arg3 or 4, so forth and so forth. You can put as many arguments as you like here, and that's why there is a string, array of strings arguments here. That's how we're gonna output here. And if you guys want to put it, say the second one, we can put a second one, and welcome to Korea-Wood, and we can say here that Java is awesome language. You can execute as many here as you like. So we're gonna come and press this guy here. Once you guys if you are already inside this file, you just press this one because you're already inside the main. And if you look in here, we have executed successfully our two here, our print line, because the first one says system, and there is a say out, and it says print line. So that's how we're going to execute. You can put as many as you guys like. You can put a 3, 4, whatever, then it's going to get executed. So you guys can play around with these ones. Alright, so in the next video, then we're going to create our own class. We're going to see how we're going to create our own class, and beside the main, because now here we have a public class main, we're going to create our own class, like a hello world, our hello Korea world, our hello YouTubers, or we can create a lot of our class, our main custom main class, and we're going to see our methods here with the same public static void main, because every time you guys need to execute this one, you guys need this special method inside the Java. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.
Yeah.